15,000 games, man. 15,000. We couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run. 15,000 games. Read it and weep. You're like, huh? What? Yeah. 15,000, man. And counting. They're still sorting. 15,000 games. And new games coming in with DLCs and expansion. Plus games being sorted with DLCs and expansion. And of course there's Proton with Steam OS. Yeah. We couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run. Yeah. Hello viewers. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your 5 senses work. Health and strength is good. Or excellent. What? Let's see here. Let's start off with this one first. We'll save the other one for later. After this. It says here, latest stable Steam Deck update fixes a boot game mode issue. Valve released a small update for the Steam Deck, while work continues on Steam OS 3.6 that's currently in preview. The new stable update is just fixing some bugs, one of which is quite important that causes a few boot issues for some people. Here's the change. General fixed startup in-game mode intermittently hanging on boot logo and Steam input. Fixed detecting the touchpad on Quamba PS4/PS5 arcade sticks. Fix 8-bit dual wireless 2.4G controllers up as 2 controllers on Linux. Since it's stable, everyone will be able to get it. Just run updates on Steam Deck from the Steam setting in the normal way. Yeah. You Steam Deck fans, you're good. Yeah. Now, for the 15,000 game news. Yeah. The Steam Deck has games, man. Steam Deck hits 15,000 games. Rated playable and verified. Valve popular Linux-powered gaming handheld, the Steam Deck, has hit a new milestone with 15,000 games now rated either playable or verified, and it continues to sell well. Valve only hit 14,000 back in early March and 13,000 back in January. For lots more Steam Deck news, be sure to follow our dedicated Steam Deck tag. Anyway, it says here, the important thing to remember is that Deck Verified only includes what Valve have put through testing. Games not yet tested can still be played. You can try to play it. You can try to play anything. Additionally, there are times the rating is wrong, like unsupported games actually being fine or verified having poor performance. But we're talking a tiny percentage wrong here. Here are the concurrent numbers. Here are the current numbers of games rated by Valve. Okay, verified 4,898. Playable 10,102. Unsupported 4,033. Then it says some recently Steam Deck verified games look great, including Animal Wells, Nocturnal Enhanced Edition, Planetiles, Survivorless, The Witch Calderon, Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Traders, Wizard with a Gun. It says here, there's certainly no shortage of truly exciting games for the Steam Deck. There's more supported games than one person can play, which is pretty good place to be for a platform overall. You can see the proper number on SteamDB. Since that includes delisted games you can still play if you own them. And then it says here, that leads me to the elephant in the room. Anti-cheat. What a pain in the various developers still have not support via easy anti-cheat and BattleEye, including Rust, PUBG, Rainbow Six Siege, Destiny 2, and more. And recently we've had EA expand their own anti-cheat, breaking multiple games, which is not looking good for their future titles on Steam Deck and Linux desktop. Hopefully Valve will eventually be in a position to do something about all that. It says Additionally, while we do not get sales numbers from Valve or anything, we see the overall Steam Deck has been selling well, especially since the release on the Steam Deck OLED. Looking at the global top sellers, the Steam Deck constantly ranked quite high. While the Steam Deck is much more costly compared to regular games, remember those top games sell often tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and more constantly. So it's clear Valve are shifting plenty of units. Then it says, what have you been playing recently that you think is worth mentioning? Anyway, and he says, do you have any issues with the Steam Deck verified rating or on something? Well, let's see who they say here. Let's see. Says here, Rust, PUBG, Rainbow Six, Destiny, and more. Well, when Valve came out with the Steam Deck, they were telling developers to check tick the little box. But some developers, they decide to use that against the Steam Deck. And I think it was Riot 2 who said something of the sort like, that we never said we were going to support Linux and stuff like that. So, and then Epic is always making excuses because Epic and Valve are competitors in the storefront area. So they try to use the excuse of like user-based numbers. That's why they don't bring Fortnite over. Bungie is the same way. Bungie was trying to blame Linux for cheating, but what Bungie fails to realize is that there's also cheaters on Windows. And who else? EA. They decide to upgrade their little anti-cheat thing, and that created a problem, especially with Apex Legends. It was creating a problem. So good thing the developers at Proton had jumped on that. But these developers, they use that little, since Linux is its own operating system and then there's Windows, some developers will try to use what Valve said about checking the little box for games to work, as an excuse to not bringing the games to Linux. But Epic and Valve are competitors, so that's why you don't see that's why you might have a problem with Fortnite running on the Steam Deck. But if you have an extra Steam Deck, you can install Windows on one of them and then run your games that way. So yeah, and then carry on from there. You can install Windows on the Steam Deck if you got an extra one laying around. So that way you have both Linux and Windows, and you can play your games on both those. On like if you have two Steam Decks, one running Steam OS and then one running, say, probably Windows 10, Windows 11, and you can play your games that way. But other than that, man, this little handheld, yeah, worth it. that's for sure. So, but the Steam Deck, the Valve is always updating the Steam Deck with new update. I mean, there's like 5 or 6 different Protons, because you have what's the VK D3D Proton, that's one. Then you have Proton GE. Then you have GE Proton, Proton Hotfix, Proton Experimentals, and then Proton, the main one from Valve. So you need all that, to run games on the Steam Deck, Linux. And of course, there's the Steam OS that get updates. So once you have all that up to date, there's plenty of games you can run. So, and the good thing too, Valve opened a line of communication with the user base. So if there's a problem, you can like report it to them, and see what they can do about it. But other than that, man, playing video games on the Steam Deck is pretty good. There's news going around that many, I'll make a video about that. But other than that, man, 15,000 games, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive for a handheld. And there's more games coming in, and Sony's releasing more of their games on, to PC. So I'll keep you up to date on that. But other than that, you guys are good. News, deals, games, update, the usual. Hope you enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars sector thing. Board, dark side. I'm gone. Peace.